You ever have one of those days? I kind of started out with a little bit of that myself today. You see, I had started recording and gotten a little bit done, and I stopped briefly to check on my progress and do a little bit of editing on what I had done so far. And that's when I discovered that my recording had one critical flaw. My microphone had been disabled the entire time. Disabled as in physically turned off. And so, here I am. Thankful once again for the fact that I have had a habit for a long time. I make a backup of this world before every time I sit to record. And that way, if I mess something up, I'm covered at least a little bit. Okay, so I went ahead and I decided to put stone blocks down here with the trapdoor on the top of the bottom block there so that it didn't block window viewage and stuff like that. And I figure also that the trapdoor located there will have a good shot at stopping baby zombies, which, yeah, those are annoying little beggars. Alright, now let's get some slabs. Oh, if I can possibly drag these things correctly, like so. And do that. Alright, that'll have to do. Yeah, I've got a lot of junk. Where I picked up the flour, I don't know. I guess it was probably in breaking down some of this crap out here. Anyway, finally got the walkway figured out. Thanks to some input from AspyGamer13, who helped me figure out a good way to diagonal this thing. I am going to have to redo my terraforming, or landscaping actually. Terraforming is not what we do in Minecraft. I know a lot of people call it terraforming, but that's not what it is. Terraforming is altering a planet's ecology and atmosphere so that it will support human life and become more Terra-like, more like Earth, And that's not what we do in Minecraft. We're not altering it to support human life. It already does, or at least as far as a game does, What we do in Minecraft is called landscaping. Altering the land and the terrain and its appearance and configuration to suit our needs. Yeah. One of those little things that can drive a person nuts sometimes, hearing people say it that way all the time, but no matter. Alright. So we bring this out here, and let's throw in some slabs, and I've decided to make the whole thing out of slabs. No. Starts out like so. And then from here, yeah. And then we go stone brick, stone, stone, stone brick, stone brick. And then we come over here and alternate it. Like so. And that alternation continues all the way that way. And I'll need to rip out some of the terrain here. Oh wow, I never knew there was coal down there. Some days, I could think of some days back in beta 13, beta 1.3, that I would have been really glad to know this was here. And so I'm going to mine it up just on principle. All right, now just kind of clear this out. And yes, I know I'm making a mess here, but that's part of construction. You make a mess and then you clean it up to make it look the way you want it to. All right, that's a good start. Get some more of this down. And that's the way it is. It's just these two basic patterns. That you alternate by going like so. Not like that. Like that. Oh, it's 1, 2, 2. Yeah, like that. And then the next one, if I get it right, 1, 2 of these, 2 of those, and each time it shifts one block that way, creating a nice little diagonal path. So I'm going to go ahead and run this path down here, and I think I'm just going to run it straight over there that way until it intersects with the causeway, and then we'll go from there. All right, I think that looks better. At least it brings it all the way down here to there, cuts onto the main causeway, pathway, whatever you want to call it. All right. Yeah. And I think I want, now this causeway, I want to keep it here and have this kind of blend onto it. Let's see, it's 5 blocks wide. I'm thinking maybe if I leave the borders of it cobblestone and make the center part slabs. Stone slab, stone brick slab. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. I think I've got some mossy cobble in here. Head up into the warehouse. I'm pretty sure I've got some. In fact, I know I do. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see, do we have mossy cobble slabs? No. Oh, crap. Well, that blows that idea. Of course, I could just use mossy cobble. Oh. Well, it is a walkway over water. Oh, come on. Yeah. Mossy cobblestone wall. That's a possibility. Alright, let's have a look at this. If I have a mossy cobblestone wall along the sides of this, and perhaps along the sides of that walkway as well. Oh, please do it right for once in your life. There you go. Something like that. All right, let's bring this side down. And then this comes in, and then from here, take that over this way like so. Well, I suppose I should probably put some dirt in there. Yeah. And then if the cobblestone wall could be brought up this way. Of course, because it's on a diagonal, it's actually going to be a series of cobblestone fence posts. Which, honestly, isn't necessarily a bad idea. Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah. You see where I'm going here with this. Actually, that one should be there. Yeah. I don't know about that one. But, yeah, this sort of general thing. And then if I still want to have the torches in a regular pattern here, how far apart did I put these? 3 blocks between. So, 1, 2, 3, and torch. And 1 block, 2, 3 blocks. Yeah, like that. 1, 2, 3, torch. 1, 2, 3, torch. Yeah. And so on down the line like that. I think that looks pretty decent. Well, if I had this like here, that would work. And then over here, and so on down the line. And I could maybe do something like that on the posts up here going along the diagonal. Yeah. Liking that. It takes this cobblestone walkway and puts a whole lot of new life into it without ripping it up and replacing it. And I like that idea. Yeah. Yeah, that's decent. I like that. Let's get a little bit of a view from above here. Back off a little ways. get something of a bird's eye view. Yeah, the diagonal path works great. I like that. And I think the cobblestone wall does a good thing here, because having it along the diagonal and having it along the straight causeway here, it ties the two together in a way. It's a common feature to both chunks of pathway, the old and the new. And I think that way the old one with the cobblestone does not have to be changed. I think that will work out just nicely. And this one can eventually be taken up that way, and it can be a on-foot method to walk up there to the mining base station, or over there to the cactus farm. Yeah, that might just be a good ticket for it. Oh, right. So, here's the walkway as it stands now. There's still a bunch of dirt that needs to grow some grass on it, but basically, here's pretty much the idea, the look and feel of it. I think it's a lot better. It looks pretty good, I think. And I believe that using the mossy stone walls here makes this cobblestone part actually look halfway pretty good. Sufficiently so that I'm going to keep it. But now, there's another area that I would like to address. And this one isn't all roses and sunshine, because this one is deep in the bowels of the Nether. Okay, here we are, just about at the destination. I had originally started to go through the Nether, and then I realized I needed to stop and pick up some stone and stuff. And so, I did that. Collected a mess of stone and whatnot, and then I decided, what the heck, that I would take the long way out here to Ocean Outpost number 2, which is in the extreme southern part of the Empire. And by way of this track that is about 10,000 blocks long, coming all the way from the main station. And now we'll head down here, where there is a portal. And I took this route just simply because I haven't ridden this track in a long time. And I didn't include it in the video because this track is... This track is like, well, 10,000 blocks. It's very long. And it actually takes 20 minutes real time to ride it from one end to the other. Here we are. And this is the site of a blaze farm that I made back about, well, shortly after blaze were a thing in 1.2.5, I believe it is. This is a design that Etho came up with back then, and I used it because it worked. My implementation, as you can see, is not nearly as pretty as those that others have built. And, whoops. As you can see, there is a downside or three to this thing. For one thing, while it is in a somewhat enclosed area, there are places where, plenty of places, where ghast can spawn and generally kind of ruin your day. And then, of course, the structure itself, having enclosed it in cobblestone to protect it from being blasted, it ended up looking really kind of ugly. So I think one of the first things I'm going to do here is all this slow sand and nether wort growing, I'm going to dig it all up because back when I planted this, you had to be in the Nether to grow this stuff. Obviously, of course, this is no longer the case. So this netherwort farm does not need to be here anymore. Although I'm going to need to empty some stuff out if I'm going to have room to pick up all that netherwort. Alright, that should be good. Alright, now what I want to do here is two things. I want to try at least, I want to try not to die. How about that? Let's see. We have an invader. But I don't see where he is. But there's a blaze floating around somewhere. Okay. I want to try to do two things. Number one, I want to prevent ghast spawns. Ideally, blaze spawns as well. And try to maybe make this place look a little bit better. And yes, that is water. Placed here in version 1.2.5. Release 1.2.5. And back then, you see, you could take ice into the Nether, place it here, and break it, and it would turn into water source blocks. Which means that if you look down here, there is a fair amount of obsidian in that lava lake down there, or lava ocean. Yeah, I decided that since I put those there, I'm not going to break them or remove them or anything like that, because there's no doing that now. My only great regret is that I didn't take more advantage of this particular mechanic back when I could, because now there ain't no such thing as that happening. And if it ever can be possible again, yeah, it's good. Oh, there's that blaze. Back here in my farm. That was another thing I used that water trick for. Planted water, and I started growing wheat down here. Yeah, I think that was pretty cool. But if it ever becomes possible to plant water in the Nether again, I am going to go out of my way to take shameless advantage of that. Let's see, there was something down here that I dropped. Or no, I didn't pick up. Okay. Yeah. I think maybe I might be able to expand this, if only by breaking this block and having the water flow this way as well. So that's the thing that I want to do, you know, while I have the opportunity. And this whole area here, the first step is to make it spawn proof, and then at the same time there needs to be some kind of covering so that anything that kind of drifts in like a ghast that might fly in through there or up across over this way. I believe they could if they come in. Yeah, they can. That I remember trying to build that wall, but there's just too much of an area here for where they could fly around it. That was mostly to keep from getting shot at while I was doing work along this. So, that's what I'm thinking to do next. And in this case, the cobblestone has to go. I have used cobblestone in a lot of things because I built without consideration for how things might look later, or just plain how they might look. You know, I didn't build with the idea of making things look good. I'm mostly built with the idea of making it work, but since this does work, something like this might look better. But then again, yeah, come to think of it, okay, I got some slabs, so let's get some more of them. Break all this up, and how about if I just slab the area? Because slabs are a long-time favorite way of preventing spawns. Yeah, okay, that serves for the walkway, but really, this whole area needs to have a certain amount of slabbage. There's been a few times, every once in a while, I'll come down in here to do some time at the Blaze farm in there, and there will be a ghast floating around in here, and I want to at least prevent them from spawning in here. So, at the very minimum, about every 3 or 4 blocks, there needs to be a slab, so there is no space large enough for them to spawn. Even if it is high enough vertically, they still require a 4x4, is it a 4x4 or 4x4x5 area to spawn or something like that? But even this is just a temporary stopgap. What I really need to do is kind of pretty much enclose the whole place. And I'm not 100% sure how I want to do that. But, oh, crap. Yeah, I got to figure that out too. But basically, I want to have the place enclosed. I want to make this look at least passable. I mean, it still needs to be completely encased the way it is, in my opinion, but it can be so encased and still actually manage to look not terrible. So I'm going to take some time and give some thought to how I might do that. I'm thinking I might possibly bring in a bunch of glass and make a glass ceiling of some sort. That might be a possible option. Other materials like sandstones and, well, nether brick, I suppose, is a possibility since it was here originally. But sandstone, I think, stone slabs, stone brick slabs, and stuff like that. And maybe some of the outer covering of that thing can be, I can remove the cobble and put some other material in there and have some kind of a ceiling, something that's mostly glass, and then over this way a lot of glass on this side, having a view out on the lava ocean and the waterfall and so on. Since I can't do anything about changing or improving that waterfall, I want to at least kind of find some way to make the most of it and take advantage of the view in some way. So that's what I'm going to be working on, the ideas of how I'm going to do that between now and the next episode. In the meantime, I'm just going to do something else. I'm going to park in here, block that off, yeah, and turn off the lava flow over here and hit the reset button. This one is the button for a crusher that is timed to bring them down to a one-hit kill. And yeah, just sit here and farm up a bunch of blaze. They seem to be taking their time spawning. I know this thing works. I was just in here farming blaze rods. There they are. Just the other day. Alright, I'm going to give some thought to that, and next time we'll get started on making this blaze farm area secure and making it look like something that is not terrible. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.